Jonathan Gannon. I was pleasantly surprised by Jonathan Gannon's aggression through 3 quarters of football. I saw a corner blitz. I saw a safety blitz. I saw linebackers blitzing. I saw 5-man rushes. What? Jonathan, you think they got a turnover? What? This is amazing. Jonathan Gannon learned something in the offseason. And then the fourth quarter. The first 3 quarters with the missed tackles and all that, I'm like, don't be too nitpicking and all that. Don't be too nitpicky. Yeah, missed tackles are going to happen, right? And then the fourth quarter, and you saw the big cushions from the defensive backs to the receivers, and they were taking advantage of that left and right, and they weren't able to get home to the quarterback, and the only sack they got of Jared Goff in this game was when he dropped a snap. But as this game went on, the defense got worse and worse and worse. And I'm thinking, when are you going to slam the door on this team? And it wasn't because of a lack of aggression. For the people that are banging that drum like they were last year, like I was last year, talking about Jonathan Gannon and how he was not aggressive. He started to be a little bit more aggressive and blitzing more towards the end of the season. They were playing the inferior opponents. Well, you're playing an inferior opponent yesterday, and he was aggressive. My problem with Jonathan Gannon yesterday has nothing to do to do with the amount of aggression, with the amount of blitzing, with the amount of trying to get after the quarterback. It's got nothing to do with that. My issue with Jonathan Gannon has to do with soft zone coverage in the fourth quarter that we saw so many times last year, and has to do with the missed tackles. Right out of the gate. First drive. I didn't want to harp on it, but you have that big run from DeAndre Swift in the first quarter of this game. You allow your opponent to go 9 plays, 75 yards, 9 plays on a touchdown drive to open up the game, and they only face 1 third down. Okay, Jonathan Gannon, not a strong start, but let's see how this game goes on. Well, then they started to settle down, started to look good. Latter stages of the first quarter, throughout the second quarter, third quarter, everything looked good. But in that first drive, you saw James Bradbury miss a huge tackle on DeAndre Smith that he ended up breaking the big, 60-yard run for. That's great. And then after that, it seemed like it was highlighted more than missed tackles. And it was almost like you could tell which team in training camp actually practiced tackling and got ready for the physical nature of football, and the other team did not. Did not at all. One team looked like they were prepared to play football when it came to the defensive aspect of this, when it came to tackling, which is how all good defensive plays end, or interceptions, right? Well, at least I got one of those. But when I watched this game, I just thought it was beyond sloppy. And that's where I look at the head coach. That's where I look at the defensive coordinator, and that's where I also look at the head coach and Nick Sirianni again. Because it's his decision whether or not they're going to tackle to the ground, whether or not they're going to get used to hitting each other again, whether or not they're going to build that callus up. If you guys didn't see it, yesterday this literally just happened. This has been in the works for a while, but this is just how crazy this business works. I officially am doing the Jacob Media pregame show now on the Jacob Media YouTube channel with my friend Derek Gunn and my friend Seth Joyner, and both those guys are great. Huge fans of both of them and proud to call them my friend. Seth Joyner in the pregame show yesterday talked about building up that callus, talked about building up that mental callus as well when it comes to getting hit and giving hits. The only way you get that back isn't by watching film. It's not by studying. It's by going out there and, how about this? Actually hitting people and getting hit by people. Joint practices are nice, and you could win a practice, apparently, which I'm just learning about. But in all seriousness, it's not going to get ready for that game. It's not going to get you ready for that game. And I thought the biggest difference in this game was one team could tackle, the other could not. Now, Jalen Hurts was elusive. I give him every ounce of credit in the world about that. But holy Stromboli. I couldn't get... Oh, man. My man, Avonte Maddox. God bless you. Jared Goff had that little scramble that set up I think it was the second Swift touchdown. Second or Williams punched it in, whoever it was. Jared Goff broke the pocket, started scrambling. Avonte came up, had a kill shot on Jared Goff. Jared Goff, little sidestep, whoop, moved right to the inside, set up a touchdown. Oh, Vontae, I know you wish you could have that one back. I mentioned Bradbury had a couple of missed tackles. Haason Reddick had a couple of missed tackles. CD Deuce, come on, brother. A couple of missed tackles in this game as well. It really, and Marcus Epps had a few whiffs, a few swings and misses there, unfortunately. But it really was like, hey, you know what could make us better at tackling? There, just hear me out here. More tackling. Please and thank you. Good Lord.